A very extremely odd story. So, according to a Senate intelligence witness, quote, Russians used Bernie bros as unwitting agents in disinformation campaign. So this is all under the idea that the Russians spread disinformation to try and get through Hillary and get Trump elected. So here's what Ross' story says. He said, quote, Senator, I think what they were trying to do was drive a wedge within the Democratic Party between the Clinton group and the Sanders group, said Alexander, and then in our nation between Republicans and Democrats. Supporters of Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders reported earlier this month that during the 2016 election, their social media feeds and pro-Sanders Facebook groups were inundated with what they now believe are Russian bots spewing anti-Hillary memes, including fake news stories about Clinton using a body double and murdering her ideological opponents. Over time, the anti-Clinton online faction became known by the nickname Bernie Bros. On Thursday morning, counterterrorism expert Clinton Watts told the Senate committee that Russia is still carrying out cyber operations against the country. Russia, he said, floods Twitter with bots linking to conspiracy theories that will appeal to Trump at times when the president is likely to be online. The Russian target Trump, Watts said, because they know he is a reliable spreader of fake news. Is this possible? I mean, there's a vast resurgence of the right on Twitter, so this is very possible. What they are saying is that don't get this twisted. What he's saying is that these Bernie bros were not actually a thing. What they were is fake news spreaders from the Russians. I don't know what to tell you guys, but personally, I feel like I am on the side of believing the guy because, I mean, clearly it seems that he knows what he's talking about. I believe he's a counterterrorism expert. I'm pretty sure. So that's important. Obviously, we should be skeptical, but it kind of makes sense, right? But the Bernie Bros thing, I think it was a bad thing for Bernie Sanders as well. I don't know how the Bernie Bros thing helped Bernie Sanders. It may have been negative for Clinton, but I don't think it really helped Bernie Sanders. But this is an interesting story, and I want to know what you guys think. So make sure you do comment below. I want to hear what you guys think, because this whole thing is so bizarre to me. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. You know, the whole election was weird. We had the crazy primary. I mean, this 2016 has just been a horrendous, long ride, man. It's been really tough to keep a leveled head throughout all of this. So I'm not sure. The whole Bernie bro thing was BS to begin with. So it makes sense because we know that Bernie supporters are not Bernie bros. There's no such thing. He calls himself a feminist. It doesn't make any sense. But the whole Bernie bros thing became a thing because I guess, you know, supposedly the Russians or whatever flooded Twitter with these bots, which isn't totally fallacious or isn't totally outlandish in my opinion. I think it's possible. I mean, it would make sense, right? They don't want Hillary Clinton in office, so that's their goal. But I think their plan was to take out Hillary and then bank that Trump would beat Sanders, which would not even be close. Sanders would have wrecked Trump really, really hard in the general. He would have got smacked, and we know the polls show that. And no, Hillary did not have a huge lead in the polls. It was the people analyzing the polls who then flipped it and said, oh, this and that and this and that. So this is interesting, and I want to know what you guys think. What's up, guys? It's Saul Hill here. You guys are watching The Progressive Voice. Make sure you guys click subscribe down below. We're fighting Donald Trump tooth and nail, and we need your help.